The story I'm going to speak about this morning is probably the closest thing to a Shakespearean financial tragedy you will ever hear. People lost fortunes, people were decimated, reputations were destroyed, and people died. Endowments were wiped out, charities were wiped out. There were people that survived the Holocaust that lost their life savings. No, they can't be. I've known Bernie all my life. He would not do this to me. I'm his friend. Bernard Madoff Securities. I didn't even know who the guy was. And I said, I got to compete with this guy, Bernie Madoff. He's not doing what he says he's doing. I don't know how he's generating the return. We have to reverse engineer it. So they take me down to see Harry Markopoulos. 4 minutes. And he says, Frank, come on, you're an options guy. You know this is bull. It's a fraud. I said, I know it's a fraud, but what is he doing? Reverse engineer it. He says, I'm not going to reverse engineer it. It's a Ponzi scheme. This is one powerful guy. He was the guy that created the over-the-counter automatic trading system, NASDAQ. He became the chairman of NASDAQ. He trades 5 to 10% of the daily volume of the U.S. stock market. We don't call this guy a fraud, let alone a Ponzi, unless we get more information. The world's largest hedge fund is a fraud. Do you think if you're in charge of investigation at the SEC, you might want to read that piece? How powerful is this guy that he can squash a potential SEC investigation? Harry descends into paranoia. He goes to see the police, tells them the whole story. The police chief says, yeah, you're going to get popped. He says, here's a stick with a mirror on the bottom. I want you to check your car every day for bombs. Here's a weapons permit. And so Harry, with his newly born twins, is checking his car every day for bombs. December 11th, Madoff capitulates. Harry calls me and he says, he's screaming, Madoff capitulated. He admitted to $50 billion. We sent the last letter to the SEC in the spring of '08. He admitted to $50 billion. We gave this thing to you at $3 to $5 billion. It's now in excess of $50 billion. You should burn in hell. When you fail your friends and your clients, you must pay the consequences.